Now, this is the same cellular automata code, but in a different framework for real-time performance. It's running live full screen, and I can draw in it with various drawing tools, and I can change the parameters. I'll change the FROM to 10, which increases the heat of the system, and then the drawing tool will leave a sort of a trail behind. Now I can just interact with this, and when the heat of the system gets to a certain point, it'll start boiling by wrapping around from 0 to 255, and I'll increase the heat a little more. So actually that's just about to happen in these outer regions. Here we go, boom, that just wrapped around. So now we get this wonderful chaotic boiling that's going to eat everything up. And I'll just slow that down now that we have it going on. So now when I draw, it just heats up the system. But the neat thing is that I can switch gears to all kinds of different cellular automata, like Brian's brain, for instance. And then I can, for example, zoom into it, and then we can change the color map around until it suits us. And the fun thing is to just draw into Brian's brain with a pen here. Here we go. We can randomize it and see what it looks like. Now, the beautiful thing you can do with Brian's brain and a lot of other rules is to make a symmetrical system. Now I'm going to make this smaller so it runs faster. So width 300, height 300. I can just move it around. See, actually what we have is a system here where we have a little rectangle that's running a rule, and we can make another rectangle that's running a different rule, and they can overlap and interact. So if I run life, good old life, right here, let's zoom in a little bit. You can see life, and then over here is Brian's brain, and we can make them overlap and see Brian's life brain. This is sort of every other, first it does life, then it does Brian's brain, and we just get a different type of glider. It's a completely different set of rules, it's like a sort of an alchemy set that you can experiment with, mixing different rules. This is worms, which is a Zhabotinsky reaction, and it's symmetrical, and it'll stay symmetrical even when I switch to another version of worms. This is called, well, I call it yuppie worms because it's all kind of tense and uptight and square. Worms 2 is more like middle class worms, and kind of a more relaxed, roly-poly thing. And then worms 3 I call bohemian worms because it's kind of, you'll see, let's see, worms 3 has this nice rough kind of rustic appearance. So these things, actually, this is kind of like a strobe light on every 7th generation to freeze the motion more slowly, but actually the motion's much higher frequency. If we just look at every frame, it really is much faster, like that kind of psychotic, but other rules are interesting like that. So like traffic is like this psychotic, but if you say steps 2, look at every other one, then we just see it in a more normal way. These are like little guys tunneling out and meeting each other, and then the tunnels collapse, and then it's very strange. It's hard to explain. There is really no explanation. But anyway, say something like L heat. Ooh, it's not symmetrical anymore. But if we want to make it symmetrical, we say fill with 0, and then parity is a rule that spreads out quickly and stays symmetrical. So we just do a little bit in the middle, and parity is going to fill it out, and then it meets itself at the edges and then cancels itself out. So if we go brain, steps 1, sorry, there's Brian's brain, very active. Except life, it just died out. So anyway, these symmetrical ones like L heat, and then frob 100. This can get started easily. Now this is a heat diffusion that the system's being cooled really super fast, and then frob 1. There we go, symmetrical. Frob 22. This is to cool it a little faster. Frob 10 is slower.
That's nice.
Frob 5. I call this the Persian rug enumerator. Okay, so just say when do you want this one, or maybe that one. We got a million. So and just tell me what colors you like.
I like the purple, green, pink one.
Oh, okay, well, it's random, so maybe you'll come along again. We can say load map rose. Rose colors are good for a rug. So, and then we'll slow it down to a frob of 3, and it's going to get smooth. It might go out. Uh-oh. It might flatten. So it looks like we lost it, but it's easy to start again. Whoop. Frob 6. Oopsie, whoa, see, 6 is enough to sustain it. Now it's going to start swelling up and getting its little well, it won't get asymmetric, but it's now the boiling is staying symmetric and spreading out to the edges. And
why would it lose its symmetry?
Oh, well, there's sort of a flat. Oh, well, it won't unless I draw in it.
Oh.
So there's certain rules that preserve symmetry, and there's certain rules that don't. And you can just switch between gears that preserve symmetry, like a simpler one, heat. Whoa, frob. This needs a little more frob. Whoa, frob 20. We'll put the frob on. This is like putting the gas burner starter on and then going click, 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 and then boom, it's caught. Whoa, almost. Yeah, we got it. We got it. It's going out. It's. So there we go. So if we turn the gas down a little bit, it might start withering away. But then, yeah, we got it. It's still going. But if you turn it down even more, it's going to tend to flatten. Frob 9. Whoa, here we go. Just a little more energy. So, actually, I don't have it plugged in right now, but this is great on the joystick. But anyway, so now I'm going to switch to an asymmetrical one, but that is really pretty. This is Harville, and it has convections flowing all around in very strange ways. It's kind of hard to explain why, but it's sort of, I wanted to get ripples. And this is with frob of 0. It's going to just kind of wiggle around, and I can draw in it to make it, to disturb it. And now with a little bit of frob, whoops, frob of 5. Yeah, then the drawing tool becomes, it leaves trails that, foreground 0, yeah. So the drawing tool is going to leave these trails, and they'll kind of disturb and start spiraling. This is a very fluffy rule. And you might want to just kind of explore the color map a bit. But then, see, it's going to start encroaching on that area. And then, if I turn the frob up, we'll get more chaos. Now it's boiling. So, and then when you relax it, it starts doing a little dance. And then if I fill it with 100 and get my foreground color to be 95, then I can just put a very light, when it's near the edge of equilibrium, it's very interesting. Very gooey. And then we can make a big, huge screen of it. It won't be as fast, but it'll be a lot. sweep a line out through it to leave a trail. Got the nice ripples. And here's a related rule called garble that's kind of like a flame that moves upward. Here we'll make it smaller so it's faster. This one's fun to paint in. Ooh, there it goes. Yeah, you can have a little flames and nice. One good thing for this one is to turn the wrap off like that so that you can then draw some stuff along the bottom. I like to say foreground 0 and make it all cold. Then foreground 255 and place a few hot spots here, 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 and here. And then just let it relax there. And we can turn the heat up a little bit, and then the flames get shorter and start. Let's see here even more. Now we get more boiling chaos. Yeah, that's what I like here. And then you can just draw in that and bring some of it down. Different colors. Now, here's a really weird rule. This one is called RISCA. The top 4 bits say what rule to apply to the bottom 4 bits. So if we fill it with randomness and just start copying random, call them opcodes around, right here I'm drawing with Brian's brain. So I can just carve out a big section of Brian's brain if I desire. Now if I just pick up another random thing, this is some sort of, I think this is called Torben. It's a sort of a Neely one, and I can put them up against each other and they will exchange precious bodily fluids. So other rules are scrolling, copy the edge rules. So these could be used to move data around. This is just copying the edge of Brian's brain, and this is copying this one off and just moving it in a certain direction. And there's a whole set of those for different directions. Like here's this one. We'll just copy it from there. So we can set up these big fields of data floating around. Then there's, this is a heat diffusion, whoops, from 2. There, this is a nice smooth heat diffusion. And then we can put it up against the Brian's brain and it'll bubble stuff out into it. Same as the other one here. And then it also has, you can, here, let's put it up against the one that's scrolling off here. And so you can see what the edge of it looks like. So here's the down scroller. Just have a bring it off to the edge there. So, and there's a whole bunch. There's some logic rules. If we'll get lucky and select one of those. Oh, that might be it. Yeah, this is I think the exclusive or and or whatever their neighbors. Here's a life. So oh no, that's Brian's brain. Doop. So this is a little chaotic. One neat way to draw is to use the line tool and tell it to pick up whatever color it sees and copy that. So we get these big weird areas. But anyway, there's a game in there somewhere. It's not useful for anything.